I made the message before and the video got totally deleted, but I'm still going to make this message. Why? Because this is one of the most important messages that you might ever hear delivered, delivered and displayed on this channel. Now understand one thing and one thing only. As I sit here on this corner, I have to ask you before we unfold, do these make me more credible? Does this make me more credible? Does this by any means or measure increase my credibility? I've been coming out here and wearing what I call my based Air Maxes. Now, anybody who can go back and verify 2013 and 2017, as I was under the influence of Lil B the Bass God, I was wearing the base Vans. I wore a pair of Vans every day, no matter where I was. When I was working in the cafes, mopping the floors, when I was in Sudan, I baptized them in the Nile River, all that shit. Got them signed by the Bass God himself. But what are the base Vans, the dirty Vans? The dirty Vans are a initiate experience, an initiatory experience in a spiritual way to building true intrinsic value in oneself. Not placing one's value in what they're wearing, but truly in the individual who fills the shoes. Too many people would not be able to even walk outside and feel comfortable about themselves amongst people, because this is where we get spicy. Most people feel to themselves that what they're wearing confers value. And if they are seen wearing something with shoes, that necessitates that they're a person of low value. As I said, I've been living my billionaire bumstees. What's my billionaire bumstees? Motherfucker, $1 million, $10 million, $1 billion. Could be walking down the block, getting a coffee, got jeans with fucking paint on them. You know what I mean? Holes in his shoes, dusty, faded black hoodie, going about his business, rich as fuck. But because so many people fail to understand that they have their effects and their causes mixed up, they have their symbols and their meanings mixed up, they have their symbols and their meanings mixed up, they have their causes and effects mixed up, that they're existentially illiterate, they have no ability to actually infer, no ability to actually detect value, because they think that an individual with a material item, I got sunglasses on right now that cost $1,300. I feel like the world's biggest dumbass. Why? Because this doesn't increase my value by any means. And in fact, this is how the system got a lot of y'all niggas fucked up. And I'm speaking specifically to black Americans and to people who are seriously affected by Eurocentrism and consumerism at the highest level. I'll say this. You spend your time and your energy to go into the world, to build the system. The only way you're going to earn money in this life is by providing intrinsic value, which is, by definition, as Sheikhy defines intrinsic value, the ability to build and improve situations and circumstances outside of yourself. You go into the world, you play a part of the system, you offer your time, your energy, and your services, whatever the fuck that is, but you ultimately offer your time, your energy, your lifetime, and your life energy. So you offer your soul to these things. Then you make money. You earn a little bit of pocket change. And then you take that little bit of pocket change and then you go and purchase an item that immediately depreciates in value and adds no intrinsic value to you, which means it does not increase your capacity to build. It does not increase your capacity to be productive. It doesn't add to your bottom line at all. But so many people are so wrapped up in the superficial facade of society, in the gimmick of society, that they'd rather portray the image of wealth, or they portray the image of financial abundance, portray the image of being rich, than to actually get rich in and of itself. Now, it's an actual fact that an individual can be walking the streets, paint on their jeans, hole in their shoes, going about their business, and be a multi-billionaire. You would never know. And it is very true that an individual could be walking down the block, a billboard for fucking the dumbest nigga in the world. Cartiers, I got Louis, I got this, I got that. Be the brokest nigga we ever met. Why? Because you got your values fucked up. You got your values confused. Everything that you thought meant something, in fact, never meant shit. And by the end of your life, you're going to realize that you not only gave your lifetime, your life energy, and the money you made, the capital you've managed to earn in that lifetime with that life energy, you gave that all away. You gave your soul away. You gave your soul to things which in the end ultimately never mattered and never meant shit. So I ask these questions because I have to ask, why is it that, and I don't need the real answer, I already know the answer. Most people think that this is a symbol of credibility. If a man is right, if an individual is right, their world will be right, correct? So why are we not looking at, interrogating, and reflecting upon, investigating the true indications of if an individual is credible or not based on their degree of integrity? Now, individuals who place their value, their axis of self-value and measurement of value in things outside of themselves can have these same things taken away from them, and now you are worthless in your own self-image and your own self-esteem because you've never actually developed intrinsic value. Now, the thing about the physical body, especially if you're not on hormones and you're not on all this weird shit, you truly natural, you truly into Charade, you feel me? You can't be separated from you. So this is a direct reflection of you. You could be separated from this. You could be separated from this. You could be separated from money, people, places, things. But you can't be separated from you. And this is a measure of your true intrinsic properties and values. What is intrinsic property and value? Your ability to build, your ability to produce improvement in yourself or beyond yourself. And now we get even deeper down into what's going on in this world. In the last video that got deleted, I went in a segue and gave y'all a bit of a foreshadowing of what I'm working on in the background. But you have to understand, most people are simply living to never go beyond themselves. The furthest they'll go is to acquire the means to gratify their level of how tired they are, their level of hunger, their sexual gratifications, and if they happen to be drug addicts, right? A lot of people don't want to call it for what it is. If they have substance abuse issues, and they have substance dependence issues, and they have unstable moods as a byproduct of their own personal choice to ingest chemicals to alter their mood, and now they have unstable moods, chemical dependencies, drug addicts, right? These individuals never go beyond themselves. And this is where we start to really develop the concept of what value is in an individual of an individual. For a true individual in this life, a real man, a real woman, a real valuable associate, the reason most of you don't have the level of success that you truly want is because you're aiming for goals that don't go beyond yourself. And when you truly enter the transcendent state, beyond the self-actualized state, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to lie, I gotta wait for the kid to go by. I'm not gonna lie. I don't fuck all the types of bitches that I wanted at the level that I wanted to fuck them. I done met who I wanted to meet, experienced what I wanted to experience, became and mastered the skills that I wanted to master ultimately, right? Acquire and possess the qualities and traits and the abilities that I wanted to, right? It's not just about the experience, but all right, all the animal physiological needs, hierarchy of needs, done that, did that. And now you get to a level where it's like, if you're a truly awakened soul, living simply to sleep, to eat, to mate, and to excrete is a very dull life. So then you start to think, what is value? What is value? The only way to earn money in this life is to deliver and transfer intrinsic value to others. That's where money is earned. And what is required of an individual to do so? It requires you to go beyond yourself. Most people don't go to work. They show up to work. Most people don't go to do a good job or to their job. They show up to their job. They go through the routines. They do just enough to get by. And it's very evident. Whatever you are, your world is yours. The main message here that I need all of you to recognize is that everything that you've been taught means something, in fact, never meant shit. And it's really sad to watch a whole entire group of people pimp themselves out by ascribing to consumerism and failing to recognize that generation after generation, not only is your time, not only is your energy, not only is the money that you happen to make, the negligible amounts of money you actually make in this life, wasted by giving it all back to things that never increased wealth, that are not assets, but ultimately you gave your soul away. Whatever you are, your world is yours. This entire channel is dedicated to people who not only can see and perceive value, but who are able and capable of receiving value. I don't give a fuck about a lot of shit because a lot of people are so far behind that they don't even get it. We in the middle of New York City, baby, fresh off the corner. People are so far behind they don't even get it. And most people, like I said, are mistaking meaning in things and of things where there is no meaning to be found. And people's value systems are 1000% fucked up. Now, you don't have to listen to me, but this is for people who are in need of the true answers in life. Not to play the charade, not to get caught up in portraying themselves as, but for people who truly are seeking to become masterful, people who are seeking to become independent, people who are seeking to become free, people who are actually seeking to become wealthy. It's an ABC relationship. A lot of people would think that after listening to all of this knowledge and gaining this perspective, well, why isn't my life improving? I know better. To know and to not do is to not know. And most people only think in two-dimensional terms. Like I said in the last video, people think they could just get online. Oh, how do I make money? You still have to qualify. People think they could just plug a thing in or just get an idea and it's going to print money and make money fall out the sky. No. You forgot the B. The idea doesn't equal C. A doesn't equal C. Idea doesn't equal money. Idea equals the ability. Idea equals the opportunity to implement the idea to then be able to, if one masterfully does so, cause the effect. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to people who will never comprehend. And then I remember there are the few people who actually do comprehend and recognize that it was never about an end-all be-all solution, but it was about actually evolving, actually developing your personal intrinsic capacities. Increasing your intrinsic capacities, capabilities, potentialities, and ultimately increasing your abilities to produce results. Things like this do not make you more credible, nor do things like this actually increase your ability to confer and transfer value. That is to build. So as I said, I'm far from confused in this world. And I refuse to subscribe and play the societal game. I will silently withdraw and wear shoes that got holes in them. Why would I pull out just to do what? To be a part of everything? To be accepted? To be validated? You can't invalidate me. Most people are walking around inextricably linked to themselves as proof and testimony to their own lack of credibility. So the real measure of everything is like, people think that this increases your credibility. No, it doesn't. Not if you ain't shit. And a lot of people fail to recognize that they can't talk shit on things that they've never qualified to be able to obtain or experience. I started out in the park. Addicted, out of shape, couldn't even bench 135. Couldn't even do 20 push-ups. I could do 50 push-ups. I'm not even counting. This shit don't even matter to me. This shit's so beneath me. Because I've evolved beyond it. I've transcended beyond it. But simply because you hear a person say this, you can't adopt this attitude and think that you can bypass it. That's bullshit. So for everybody out there, understand that you need to establish credibility as yourself. That means by being sober. That means by being fit. That means by actually getting enlightened, because knowledge is the only route to true freedom and liberation. You can't do what you don't know about, and if you knew better, you'd be better. And it's very obvious that a lot of people don't know shit. So to think that anything, you think a thing, you don't need another thing. Of course, people hit me up, well, nothing outside of me is going to be able to help me. Duh. The best thing that can happen to you is that you interact with a thing, an entity that has its own independent existence, that has a mind, that's able to confer from within its psyche to your psyche by means of communication, ideas that you can then take and implement on your own, and that can only be implemented on your own, that you wouldn't have otherwise. You understand what I'm saying? So, what does that mean? No thing outside of yourself is going to do anything for you or can do anything for you. No thing outside of you can increase your intrinsic value, but what you do need is to learn how to think with better ideas and better notions and better cognitive patterns. If you actually learned how to think, you'd actually learn how to live. So the best thing that can happen to you, the best event that could occur in your life, is for you to consult with an individual, learn, and then after learning, truly apply. The highest level of arrogance in this life, and the only measure of humility in this life, is the ability to actually learn and do better. You talk about arrogant all the time. The only people who call people arrogant, generally speaking, are people who see people doing better than them in ways they'd like to be doing better than themselves in, but are failing to do so, and who have the confidence to live it and be proud of themselves for having achieved results that are desirable. That's arrogance in and of itself. Mind your fucking business and stay in your fucking lane. Right? So what is the true definition of humility? It's the ability to actually look and observe and learn. So many people see others doing exactly what they want to do, getting the results, the exact results that they want to get, and rather hate, be jealous, be envious, and be ignorant, and start a competition where there never was one. Everybody who thought this shit was a competition is losing, and everybody who realized it was an invitation is fucking winning. So whatever why your world is yours, how do you establish a better order of society? How do you establish civilization? How do you establish community without cooperation? If everybody's on some, I'm a do it on my own. I see he's obviously really good at that, but I'm too arrogant to learn from him, you fucking dickhead. We don't have that much time. We have a very finite amount of time. And most of you who have certain means, have earned money, have washed your money back into things that don't mean shit. Message. Everything that you thought meant something. I say this as I ride past a lot of people. I say this as I ride past so many people. Everything that you thought meant something doesn't mean shit, never meant shit. And I'm watching a lot of people in this American matrix 100,000% confused. Inta haywan hayran fil ard. You have to look at yourself in the mirror. بص على نفسك في المراية وازعل نفسك. هل أنا رجل ولا أنا حيوان حيران في الأرض؟ عين بص على نفسك في المراية وازعل نفسك. هل أنت رجل؟ هل أنا رجل؟ أنا إنسان وأنا حيوان حيران في الأرض. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, are you a man? Are you a woman? Or are you just another animal confused walking on this earth? Consider the vibrations raised. Every millionaire started out with $0. Every billionaire started out with $0. Every king started out without a kingdom. So it's time for people to actually understand what true meaning is, and where true meaning is, and where true value is. And lastly, it's time for people to fully comprehend. What and how we are to be able to indicate true value. What indicates true value other than intrinsic value? And there are symbols and signs about you everywhere you go. But to mistake this as meaning anything besides, I was willing to spend money to symbol and signal to the world that I was willing to spend money to show people that I had the means to spend money on something, It's one dumbass loser-ass game. Don't get caught up in status games. It's a losing game, and it's a game played by losers. Actually build wealth, actually create assets, actually develop value. Money is but a means. It's not an end. So it's where you place the capital. Either you're going to grow it, or it's going to just get washed down the drain. And no matter what you think or what you do, it's going to cost you time and energy to earn money. So when you let go of that money, whether it be a fucking dollar bill, bro. Let me get a $1 bill out my pocket. This is time and energy. And once this goes to someone else, I don't share this with people who don't invest it wisely. This is your time and your energy condensed into material form. Be wise in where you place your time and your energy in condensed material form, and make sure that when you do so, it brings you back more time and more energy. Instead of losing the time and energy that you spent to earn it, and then losing the condensed version that is the dollar by spending it on something that never brought you back value, that never liberated you from your circumstances, and that only had you playing the societal charade game. Whatever you are, your world is yours. Consider the vibrations raised. Evolution only solution, self-mastery only success, and intrinsic value is the only value. I'll wear this on the corner. Now people know that I have a certain amount of money that I'm willing to spend. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that even mean? What is that even worth? Invalid in and of itself as an endeavor. So get on the program. The best part of my program is when you actually learn to master your fucking monkey. Like, we're way beyond that. We're way beyond this. This is too easy. It's like, go fucking train, go fucking exercise, go be a fucking basic animal as you should, go take care of your organism, eat sensibly, don't fucking ingest chemicals to alter your mood, and then have you walking around this earth with an unstable mood wondering why you can't fucking process life. Like, what the fuck? Sober and fit is the most basic shit in the world. So once you get that established, right, you actually get from the confused animal walking on the earth, and you're back into homeostasis, basic shit. Sobriety is not an achievement. That's called being normal. Being physically fit and competent is not an achievement. That's called being normal. Every other animal and creature on this planet does so. Every other animal and creature does not poison itself, and at the same time, every animal and creature wakes up and participates in physical activity that keeps it physically competent within its environment. The fuck? That's called being fucking normal, right? And once you realize that, we can actually get you to be enlightened, because the thing that differentiates us from fucking animals is the ability to think, have ideas, and then implement them. Thought differentiates us from animals because we take thought, which is the first tool of technology, and implement that into creating better things for ourselves and our environment. Yeah, I swear to God, a lot of you, haywanat hayran fil ard. It is what it is. But I'm here to help as many people as I can, and ultimately, here to help as many people who realize that I'm not the one that's going to do the work. I'm a mere instructor. I'm here to teach you, Sheikhy the teacher. And education is the only means of liberation. But don't mistake knowledge for power. Knowledge unapplied is bullshit. So you need to get the knowledge, get the understanding, get the comprehension. Instrumental B, A, B, C. C is the result. If you get quality A, quality input, B, quality process, instrumentality, automatically C takes care of itself. So consider the vibrations raised. Proper causes lead to proper effects, and I love y'all. Don't get caught up playing a game that losers only play. Don't get caught up thinking that there's meaning in things where there never has been meaning. It is what it is. And most people's lives, most people's souls are spent conferring their time, their energy, and their lives, offering their souls, their essence, to things that never added up to shit. And ultimately, you transferred your greatest wealth, which is your life force, to motherfuckers who made some glasses that cost them less than probably $50 to make, but you paid $1,300 for them. I would step on these right now if I didn't spend my own money on them. I like them. They're cool looking. But beyond that, they serve no function. Consider the vibrations raised. Evolution, only solution. Self-mastery, only success. And most people are only going to use these things that they see on you as a means to read how much they can get out of you and how much they can use you. That's why we wear the base Vans, because if the bitch is going to fuck with me, if she not going to fuck with me, if I got these shoes on, that bitch don't deserve to fuck with me. She's sitting next to a god, she's sitting next to a king, and the bitch better remember that, you feel me? And the motherfucker better remember that. Give a fuck what my shoes look like, nigga. It's who's in the shoes. I done been in the gym. Last thing I'm going to say, I done been in the gym. Realized I had a hole in my tank top, had a hole in my shoe, and people were just projecting, you should have low self-esteem. I'm like, all right, I'm going to just go outside and come back inside and I'm going to lower my self-esteem. I'm going to have no self-esteem. I'm going to go outside, put my self-esteem away, and come back. Why? Because my self-esteem is not tied to what I'm wearing. My presence speaks for itself. And a lot of people, their presence doesn't speak shit. Doesn't speak any volume. It's quiet. But they wear these things and they look like clowns. So consider vibrations raised. Evolution, only solution. Self-mastery, only success. I'm probably going to do like 100 more pull-ups. Get the fuck out of here. I'm really over this shit. I'm really over this shit. And I've learned so much about society that I'll take it with me for the rest of my life. But understand, we will never get caught up playing a societal status game. And it's not to say that money is evil. It's just to say, be very wise on what you think meaning is and what value is. A person could be on the corner with holes in their shoes and a banjo and have $10 million in their bank account, and a motherfucker could walk by with Cartiers, Louis, and all other shit you think means something in a Lamborghini and actually be totally fucked up in life. So does it mean that, if a person's on the corner with, that means they have $1 million? No. If a person is, no, doesn't mean anything. You have to learn how to fucking read. Three-dimensional thinking. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. See you on the other side. For the people who not only can perceive value, but for the people who can receive value, I am here always and forever. Get active.